Okay, so this is the worksheet that you're going to get. I have in the past had people draw this by themselves, and I felt like they spent a little bit too much time drawing the grids rather than working on the design. And so we're going to try it and see how this works. I'm still doing 12 sections, so if you look around here, there are 12 pie pieces, okay? And then the next requirement of this is I talk about the 4 levels. And so I want you to have 4 different layers of these designs, okay? The inside part most likely is going to be connected layers, okay? But the rest of them should not be connected, okay? Because the inside part of this is really small, okay? And it'll drive you bananas trying to cut out something so teeny tiny. Okay, so I would make sure that those are connected. So let me show you what you can do, and this is very similar to the carved box project that we did in Ceramics 1, which is why this is kind of the next layer or next level up. So you have all these different like points. Okay, so you can kind of think about what would happen if you connect, you know, all of the same point from one angle. And these lines are going to be able to help you make something that's the same all the way around, okay, by just connecting one point to another point, okay? So I would go ahead and once you have that design, I would fill this in so you have a better idea of what this is going to look like. Okay, this is going to be the piece, the positive part. This is what we are keeping. So this little piece of clay will pop out and you'll be able to feel this part. So I would fill all of that in so you can see that. Once we have this design drawn, I'm going to make some photocopies for you so you only have to draw this one time. Okay, so I have one design there. I'm going to think about, I want to have 3 other layers out here. So I need to think about what I want that to look like. You can draw from, you know, one point to another point, or you could even say, well, I'm going to draw from here to the middle, okay, or here to a certain area on there. But you just need to experiment, and you can always erase it if you don't like it. Okay, so I might try, I don't know if I want a triangle. You can use some curves like if you wanted to have something that was curved by tracing something, right? You could do the same thing where you're connecting one point to another. There are things like this that you could use too if you wanted to have something else where you had circles. Okay, these do have some different sizes. Okay, so kind of think about that. Maybe I'll do this one all the way around the outside. And just connect those. I'm going to cut these out as separate pieces. I'm not going to try and cut them out as a single piece because they're not completely touching. All of these should be separate ones. Okay, so you can see I'm just going to do a section of it. You can see what that would look like and kind of fill this in so it pops out a little bit more at you. We'll just do those 3. So now I've got 2 more that I need to fit in here somewhere. You could go ahead and go like to the center if you wanted to, where maybe I would draw from here and make a connection on these, okay, where I could line these up. Ooh, not quite there. Okay, so maybe that would be something, because I know that I went to about the middle. I know I started up here, but we're trying to use this grid as a way to like easily draw something over and over again and get the same kind of shape. And then I know I'm going to this one, so I can do that. And you might have to alter as you get that drawn. Okay, but this project looks a lot harder than it actually is. Okay, just because of some of these tricks that we are able to use. Okay, maybe I'll finish this one just so you can see it. So that's kind of nice. So then they're not all stacked like one on top of each other. They kind of vary back and forth. And then maybe I want to have something, I kind of like when they create a similar kind of shape. This one could be different too. It could be where it doesn't even touch any of the pieces. It's just kind of hanging out inside. But it does, if you look at your negative space, it'll help you draw that and figure out how to make that again. You know where to stop because you're at that one point. Okay, and then just color these in so they are going to be easier to see. Okay, so you would go ahead and do this on the entire section. Okay, so this would all get filled in. I'm going to make copies of this because we're going to need at least 2 of them. Okay, and sometimes when we run into problems, it's good to have an extra one. And so we keep our original. I make photocopies of the original that we can cut up and kind of trace. But then that saves us from having to do any more work.